Has anyone seen Emily? I think she was using her computer time? What is she doing? Emmy, it's time for dinner. What are you even listening to? Hi, everybody. I'm Emily, and we're here because the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog reset my brain to when I was 6. I was a huge Sonic kid growing up. It was love at first grind race in Sonic Adventure 2, Battle, and for the next 5 years of my life, my heart belonged to the Blue Blur. While the games were my introduction to the franchise, my one true love was the Sonic X anime. I loved the robot fights, the silly slice of life moments, the characters, the dramatic character deaths. I'd go to cutthroat lengths to ensure I never missed an episode. No cartoons before chores are done was our family rule, so I'd gaslight my brother into helping me clean our room late at night, so I'd be ready to go once Sonic came on at the crack of dawn. Emmy, I'm tired. Can we do this tomorrow? But what if Mom has to come in here in the dark and she steps on a toy and falls? You wouldn't want her to die, would you? No. You two cleaned your room, right? Yeah, Mom. My Sonic obsession didn't stop there, though. I filled notebook after notebook with fan art, spent hours scouring fan wikis for fun, and created elaborate make-believe narratives with my friends, where the Sonic characters came to our planet just like in the anime. And my favorite character from these play-pretend odysseys was none other than Silver the Hedgehog. Oh, and Blaze. I thought Silver and Blaze were so cool, you guys. They were like Sonic, but with the Force and firebending. What more could a kid want? Oh, I never actually played any of their games. Besides Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, like, they were in those. But I didn't need to. I just watched dramatic edits of their cutscenes and pretend they lived in my backyard. You know, like a sane person. So, of course, it's the murder mystery April Fool's game that put Sonic back on my radar. What's this? Some sort of fan game? Oh, the art is actually pretty cute. Oh wait, this is official? Guess I need something to listen to while I work.
Later.
Of course Shadow's not the murderer. He's an introvert that doesn't know how to use a printer. Can I help you? So I guess you could say I'm in a bit of a Sonic renaissance right now. A Renaissonic, if you will. It's been so fun catching up with my childhood buddies and seeing what they've been up to. The movies, the games, the comics, the music. Oh, especially the music. You guys, was Sonic music always this good? Going back and listening to Silver's theme, Dreams of an Absolution, was exactly like that scene in Ratatouille. But instead of a critic at a fancy restaurant, it's me, dancing like a goober, while doing the dishes. And all this got me thinking about Silver again. And all this got me thinking about Silver again. He's like a time traveler, right? What game was he from?
Uh-oh.
What?
I'm not trying to break it, excuse me.
An implied romantic relationship. Yeah, I don't think this is supposed to happen.
This time, steady.
Whoa. Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, sick. Broken.
What?
What is this game?
It's so bad.
Oh, that is not good.
It's a work of art.
How does this exist?
Why can't Sega make a good 3D Sonic game?
What is this? Get off! What is this?
What happened here? Sonic the Hedgehog, a 3D platforming game for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, more commonly known as Sonic 06, so you know we're not talking about the actually good game from 1991. Okay? If you're a Sonic fan, you already know this is one of the worst Sonic games of all time. If you're not, you might have heard about the time a human woman kissed Sonic on the mouth. What? And that's only scratching the surface. This game is a wild ride, filled with glitches, animation errors, plot holes on plot holes, and infamously long loading screens. Will you stop that? Who are you? I'm you. From the future. The robot uprising finally happened. I knew it. What? No, I'm from the future, where you have to tell your coworkers you were up until 3 a.m. researching a Sonic the Hedgehog game. Aww. I'll make this simple. I want to sleep. You are the reason I can't do that. Because you want to know all about Sonic 06. Yeah, I do. Obviously, I want to know the actual plot, because, well, you know me. I'm here for the robot fights and those sweet, sweet character deaths. But also the story behind the game itself. If it's that bad, how did it get that bad? Aww, look at that untarnished optimism. Take this. The sooner you come with me, the sooner we both get what we want. Is this a Chaos Emerald? Exterior city center. Night. It's a beautiful evening in Soliana, the Kingdom of Water. Princess Elise, Soliana's young ruler, waves to her adoring subjects from an opulent boat. Her people cheer, and fireworks light up the sky in gold. This is the Festival of the Sun, honoring the sun god, Solaris. After the boat docks at a central fountain, Elise takes a ceremonial torch and has a vision of some giant fire beast thing destroying everything she loves. But she's fine.
Miss Elise? It's all right.
The ceremony continues, and Elise offers a brief prayer to Solaris.
We give thanks for the blessed flames. May we always continue to have peace. Son of Soliana, guide and watch over us with your eternal light.
And for a moment, it looks like her prayer will be answered. Until bombs rain down through the fireworks. The festival erupts into chaos. Legions of robotic soldiers drop from a warship above, and a man in scarlet descends to— wait, is that who I think it is?
A pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana.
It is Eggman! How's it going, dude? Did you lose weight and get taller? Okay, so Eggman makes his grand entrance. What could this mad genius want with the princess?
I've come here to obtain the secret of the flames of disaster from you.
Okay.
And to take the miracle gem.
Wait, hold up. Elise, where did you get that? You weren't holding anything 2 seconds ago, and now you've got a Chaos Emerald? Okay, a quick Sonic lore dump for you all. The Chaos Emeralds are 7 super duper powerful gemstones that do whatever the writers need them to do. Kinda like if the Dragon Balls and a bag of ring pops had a baby. Stopping Eggman from getting all of them is a pretty standard Sonic plot, so I'm not surprised there. But I am surprised that Elise has one, because that means her dress has pockets. Anyways, back to the war crimes. Elise is trapped. She can either give in to Eggman's demands or die at robot gunpoint. But that's until a blue whirlwind surrounds her, creating a barrier of wind and— oh look!
Wow, that's a pretty snazzy performance there.
There's our boy. Sonic makes quick work of the robots, introduces himself, grabs Elise, and together, they race away along the canals, pursued by a flock of missiles. From a nearby rooftop, Silver watches it all and says, cryptically,
I finally found him. The Iblis Trigger.
as an audience member, I have so many questions. What are the flames of disaster? How are they tied to Elise? Why is Sonic an Iblis Trigger? And what does that even mean? Who is this mysterious floaty boy with a banger of a theme song? All questions that, judging from the quality of this cutscene, will be answered through the exciting gameplay to follow. It's an opening full of action, intrigue, and most importantly, promise. Where are we? E3. E what? The Electronic Entertainment Expo. It's currently May 2005. And I need you to know 2 things about Sonic right now. Number 1, he was the coolest thing in the 90s. His games were hits with the critics, he was popular with both kids and teenagers, and he single-handedly broke Nintendo's chokehold on the video game market. Wow, that's awesome. Number 2, now he's way past lame, with games only little kids love, and his older fans just want to play the 90s games over and over again. You're saying people thought Sonic Adventure 2 was mediocre? Yeah, Sonic had a bit of an identity crisis in the early 2000s. He hadn't done any of the snappy 2D platforming that made him famous since 1994, and his games in the second half of the 90s were either third-party spin-offs or arcade exclusives. And then Sega changed up his style completely, starting with Sonic Adventure in 1998. Now he had more playstyles, more playable characters, more complex storylines, and even voice acting.
That's Eggman! I wonder what happened to Sonic.
New fans ate it up, and some critics found it fresh and fun, but most felt that the real Sonic was lost somewhere in all the new bells and whistles. As a result, your average Adventure Era review goes something like this. Sonic was awesome in the 90s, but now, he's not as cool. This new game is great, except for all these things I hate about it. Insert 2 to 3 paragraphs about how you hate the camera, the storyline, the collision detection, or any other issue from this bingo card I made, and boom, you're a video game journalist. Shout out to Planet Dreamcast though. They wrote their critique of Adventure 1's voice acting in haiku, and I feel like more people should know about it. The English speech bites. Where does Sega get these guys? Speak Japanese, please. Come on, you make it seem like everybody hated these games. But you said it yourself. Some critics genuinely liked them. And besides, if you have fun playing a game, does it really matter if it has a bug or 2? Technically, no. But if you're a big shot like Sega, and Electronic Gaming Monthly says your flagship series hasn't aged well when it used to give you Game of the Year awards, you're gonna get a little nervous. Okay, little Mrs. Doom and Gloom. But what does this have to do with Sonic 06? I'm trying to lay the groundwork so you understand all the stupid decisions Sega's gonna make later. Sonic's a has-been, okay? He's not a critical darling anymore. His older audience is abandoning him, and everyone thinks he peaked in the 90s, even though his new games are creative and not afraid to try new things and... Which is why Sega's so excited about this.
You guys know how big gaming is.
The biggest announcement. You want a revolution?
And now the time has come.
We've got one. This is PlayStation 3.
This is my Xbox 360.
You've waited long enough. I give you the future of gaming.
Is that Elijah Wood? Indeed it is. Welcome to the 7th generation of game consoles. I did cheat a little for dramatic effect. Technically the Wii, or Revolution as it's called now, was teased back in 2004, and that Xbox 360 reveal happened on an MTV special about a week before E3. I still don't get it. How are the new consoles gonna help Sonic? It's simple. Since Sega's a third-party developer, staying on top of new hardware allows them to take advantage of— Oh, I get it. It's like a clean slate. Maybe Sonic was a little buggy on the GameCube or PS2. But the next-gen consoles are better, so he won't have those problems anymore. What? Oh, it's nothing. Keep going. Wait a second. If it's 2005, Sonic's 15th anniversary is next year. It's the perfect opportunity to snag back those older fans. The nostalgia's gonna be through the roof. Now you're getting it. Which brings me to the final reason we're here. You see that room over there? The one that's all blocked off? Behind those closed doors, in an exclusive demonstration for the press, Sega's showing off a short tech demo of a sleeker, speedier hedgehog racing through beautiful landscapes rendered in real time. Sega has some lofty goals for this next-gen Sonic. Their dream is to blend the styles of the Genesis and Adventure games into a celebration of Sonic's roots, speed and coolness. And with this 3-minute presentation, the world's got its first taste of that dream. The dream that will eventually become Sonic 06. The world? I thought you said this was an exclusive event. A cell phone video gets leaked to the internet almost immediately. Ah, gotcha. But for the first time in a while, people are excited about Sonic again. Or, as Spong.com put it, please understand that we may be unable to convey the feeling of awe, the actual physical change you go through when being shown a next-generation Sonic game. I believe it. This trailer looks amazing. I hope the in-game graphics look just as good. Why do you keep doing that? Oh, you want to see the in-game graphics? Let's check in on our spiky friend, shall we? Exterior Soliana City streets. Night. Sonic's quest to protect Elise is, honestly, not going great. He lost her like 5 minutes after escaping the festival, but she did manage to toss him her Chaos Emerald, which magically grew to fit the size of his hand. Eggman just lets him keep it.
It's only a matter of time before it's mine. Until then, you can hold on to it for me.
And then we get to watch him leave. Very slowly. Why are we still here? Oh hey, the sun is up! And now we actually get to play the game. We find out that Tails is here as he reports for sidekick duty, and Sonic gets some new shoes from an old man with broken shoulders. And then they're off to save the princess.
How did I do that? That didn't even Tails die.
Elise is in an airship, so Sonic fights a whale.
The camera is glitching out of existence right now. Ooh, I do not like this camera.
All that gets him is more staring at Eggman leaving, and a lone feather from Elise's hair clip that drifts down, dramatically.
It looks like the princess was moved to another location. Let's head back to the city.
So yeah, after that little fruitless endeavor, that is a horrible continuity error. Basically, with this camera move here, Sonic has been moved to screen left, but then on the cut he snaps over to screen right, and then exits screen right, which is totally backwards from how Tails left the scene earlier. So now, as the audience, we've got whiplash and don't know which way is actually
back to the city.
Thanks, I hate it. Then, Elise is in some ruins, so Sonic fights a giant metal dog.
And, well, whoa, okay, I'm on the second level of the arena, which you're not supposed to be able to get up to.
While she's sitting in ruins jail, no handcuffs or anything by the way, Elise hears a disembodied voice, or has some sort of flashback?
You're a good girl, Elise. Remember, be brave. Don't cry, no matter what happens.
Don't know what that's all about, but I know foreshadowing when I see it. Why do I get the feeling this is foreshadowing too? After escaping through the desert, where we learn Elise has some sort of shielding ability.
We're boosting through some sand pits, and the shield will not block us from spikes.
Sonic and Elise take a leisurely stroll through the Windows screensaver. Elise, stop. Elise, stop. Elise is alarmed by Sonic's obviously battered and bloodied arm, and she apologizes for everything. Even though it's not her fault Eggman's trying to take over the world for like the bajillionth time, Sonic tells her to just
smile
about it and moves around. And now there's a butterfly for some reason. Do you ever think about how Elise could play with Sonic's skull like a beach ball? Anyways, after this little bonding moment, Elise is ready to open up a bit more. She's pretty sad about Eggman trying to unleash the flames of disaster, aka the rage of Solaris, aka what killed her dad 10 years ago.
And now that man is trying to cause the same disaster again. What can I do?
What can she do? And what can Sonic do to comfort her? Well, he grabs her arm and makes her run through grass in heels to help her feel better. Which works, I guess, even though he almost pulls her arm off.
I've never run so fast before.
Nothing starts until you take action. If you have time to worry, then run.
And then they're back in town, safe and... What's this glowing blue light from above? Could it be? It's Silver! And we finally get to learn what he wants to do with the Iblis trigger. Beat it to death with cafe chairs.
Oh, wow. No. Oh, that's it.
Look at this! Oh, he slammed me against the ceiling and he caught me again before I even hit the ground.
Yeah, and I died that way.
People always talk about how buggy this boss fight is, but I like to think it just shows how good Silver is at doing his job. And that's because Silver thinks he's the hero in all this.
You're the Iblis trigger. Your actions will condemn us all. For the future of the world, I will destroy you.
Interesting. Elise is so entranced by this thrilling combat that she doesn't notice Eggman's robot creeping down behind her. This distracts Silver long enough for Sonic to not die. but not long enough for him to get away.
Don't you dare turn your back on me!
And it's actually Amy that steps into— wait, Amy's here? And Silver knows her.
Get out of my way, Amy!
Absolutely not!
Anyways, Sonic escapes. He runs around town, solves a riddle, and by riddle I mean talk to the guy who gave you the riddle because he's the answer. He beats up some more robots in the warehouse district, and gets a Princess Leia ransom note from Eggman, which was delivered by Knuckles, who is also here, by the way. Tails is back too. We have no idea where he was after volunteering to be bait in the desert, but good to know he's not dead. Hologram Eggman offers to exchange Elise for the Chaos Emerald he let Sonic hold on to earlier.
It's most definitely a trap.
I'm going.
Sonic?
Since Eggman went to the trouble of telling me where Elise is, I think I should thank him personally.
Ooh, do I detect a little double cross incoming? Can't wait to see what that is. After snowboarding flawlessly through White Acropolis,
what is happening? I'm going back up.
Sonic and company waltz into Eggman's lab.
You're late.
Did he even give them a time earlier?
Meet me at my base in White Acropolis.
He did not. The doctor pulls Elise out from off screen and orders Sonic to put the Chaos Emerald on a convenient pedestal. All right, Sonic, what you got for me? What fast one are we gonna pull on? Oh. I know I shouldn't be disappointed, but I am. Eggman laughs, but only in the Japanese version. Surprise, surprise, the rib's a trap.
No! It's no use.
Oh, so that's where the meme comes from. Eggman gleefully announces that his latest project is the Solaris prototype. Elise gasps. Okay, this next bit is pretty great. I think they used 2 takes for the same laugh back to back. Oh yeah, and Sonic and Co get sent to the void. Elise is so dismayed that her inner mime comes out, but Eggman assures her Sonic's not dead.
Yet.
He also rambles on about how the Solaris prototype is a time machine and also isn't finished yet, but now that he has Elise, he'll be able to complete it because of her power.
My power?
Yes, I can finally complete my plans, now that I have the Chaos Emeralds and you. That's all I need to revive the flames of disaster.
Ooh, wait, pause. That sounds important. Let me write that down. Seriously? You're taking notes? Hey, I just want to make sure I've got all the details right. Eggman's scheme equals Elise plus Chaos Emeralds equals Flames of Disaster. Eggman has everything. Okay, got it. Continue. Alright, yeah, so it's not the strong start I'd hoped for, but we do have more plot threads to follow now. Something is definitely up with Elise. Like Eggman said, she's got powers, which are probably the reason she has visions and can summon an orb of not dying to sand. But how are these abilities tied to the Flames of Disaster? And why does Silver think Sonic will destroy the world? Speaking of Sonic, he's got a lot on his plate now, doesn't he? Sure, he's overcome tremendous odds in the past, but can he survive his greatest test yet? The future. What? Oh, can't you wait until we're closer to the ground? You'll get the hang of it. Is this another E3? Close. Welcome to the Tokyo Game Show. It's only been 4 months since E3, but already more details about the new consoles and games are coming out, and everyone's eager to one-up the competition with their next-gen offerings. Sega's no exception. They've got a slew of next-gen game previews to show off as part of their Sega The Future presentation, led by none other than Yuji Naka. After showing the E3 trailer again, now with the snazzy 15th anniversary logo at the end, Naka begins by revealing the official title of Sonic 06, Sonic the Hedgehog, a callback to Sonic's origins. Wow, they're really digging into that nostalgia angle, huh? It's all a part of what Naka calls the rebirth of Sonic, Sega's efforts to reinvent the attitude and speed that made Sonic a legend in the first place. Who's this Yuji Naka guy anyways? He sounds pretty important. That's an understatement.
Brings to the Sonic team, Mr. Naka!
Right now, he's the head of Sonic Team and the producer for Sonic 06. But back in 1991, he was the programmer on the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Alongside character designer Naoto Oshima and level designer Hirokazu Yasuhara, he's considered one of Sonic's core creators. Naka is a bit of a divisive figure. He's a passionate game designer with the programming chops that brought Sonic's speed to life, no question about that. But this passion made him a perfectionist that often pushed his teams to burnout. He butted heads with Sega's American teams, too, and is very, very protective of Sonic as an IP. But what you need to remember is that he's been with Sonic since the beginning, and is one of the most important leaders for Sonic Team right now. Who's the guy coming in now? That's Shun Nakamura, the director for Sonic 06. He got his start at Sega back in 1997, designing levels for Sonic R and Sonic Adventure. His main claims to fame are directing Samba de Amigo and Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. And yes, I know, we loved Billy Hatcher.
I loved Billy Hatcher.
You can also thank him for silver being a thing. Before Sonic 06, Nakamura was experimenting on his own with game concepts with a telekinetic main character, and he brought those ideas with him when he became the director. Huh, cool. And now, it's time for him to pull back the curtain on all of his team's hard work. He starts off talking about the visuals, explaining that they're imagining if Sonic existed in our world. So the design team used rubbery textures for his shoes, and even debated making him look hairy or not. This same care is given to the enemies he'll face and the environments he'll explore. Highlights include a nifty little day-night cycle.
The blood moon rises once again.
And the mushrooms on this tree. Next up, we've got the in-game physics, powered by the Havoc physics engine. Nakamura explains that they can assign different weights for objects and enemies, so when the player interacts with them, they'll behave accordingly. This allows for more environmental puzzles, where destroying certain set pieces can unlock new paths through the level. And, of course, we get a sneak peek of the Genesis level speed that's a core part of this rebirth. Obviously, Sonic is moving faster, especially on areas like these grind rails, but the team's also using the camera lens and adding blur effects to add a visual push to that speed. Nakamura promises that they're making it even better than this. Whoa, that's a lot of game, and those are just the features announced here. Later magazine articles reveal info about level segments called Super or Mach Speed sections, where the player can only jump or dodge with Sonic locked in at full sprint. We're also promised a return to an Adventure 1 style hub world, where players can visit not one, not two, but 3 bustling towns to shop, find story hints, and play at least 6 kinds of minigames. Alright, let me see if I got all that. Sonic 06 is supposed to have stunning visuals, super realistic physics, loads of bonus content, and truly let the player run around at the speed of sound. But wait, there's more! If the stakes weren't high enough as it is, this is how Yuji Naka closes out the presentation. You guys must have seen King Kong and Spider-Man in the theater, which was a remake of an old movie. We would like you guys to feel the same when you play this new Sonic the Hedgehog game. Player has cinematic Hollywood experience. So, what'd you think? Oh, yeah, this was awesome. But I think they might have fit off a bit more than they— Isn't it? This whole presentation is super cool. Adam Doree, who provided this footage, has the full thing up on his channel, and I'd highly recommend checking it out. Links are in the description. Wow, we're so fancy. Don't let it go to your head. So what did everybody think of the demo? The MC definitely liked it. She was pretty quiet during all the other game presentations, but this is her during the Sonic one. As for others, not so much.
I mean, it's great that they're bringing Sonic to next gen, and they have to do that, obviously, but I mean, it's Sonic. How much better do you really need it to look?
And it's not Billy Hatcher.
You take that back! IGN was surprised Sega actually showed the game, calling the visuals placeholders. Or they'd better be. They look the same to me. But if all that's considered early, how long do they have to finish the game? About 14 months. 14 months?! That's insane! A game this size should take at least 3 to 5 years to— Remember, Sonic 06 is locked in as an anniversary game. It's gonna be tight, but it's all the time Nakamura, and the rest of their team have to make the cinematic, realistic rebirth of Sonic a reality. That's a lot of pressure to put on one game. Not necessarily. There's another game coming out first that could maybe lighten that load. Wait, is that Shadow? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Why does he have a gun? Come on. Interior, somewhere really dusty. Just like Eggman promised, Sonic is still alive. Tails and Knuckles are a little less lucky with their landing, but they're up and kicking too. It looks like they're still in Eggman's lab, but it's all dark and broken now.
Oh, look who's here. I didn't expect to see you guys.
Oh, sweet! Rouge is here! And also Shadow, who looks like his mom just spotted a friend at the grocery store and he wants to go home. Outside the lab, against the fiery skyline of Crisis City, Knuckles kicks a rock, and Shadow explains that they're in the future. He doesn't bother explaining why he and Rouge are also in the future, but he does know how to get back to their time. They're gonna need a space-time rift, and a space-time rift requires a lot of energy. Then Sonic's like, oh, so we can just use Chaos Control then? And Shadow's like,
yes, but actually no.
Okay, another quick lore dump for you all. Chaos Control is when you use a Chaos Emerald or Chaos Emerald's energy to warp time and space around you.
Chaos Control!
Sonic's used it a couple times, but it's really more of Shadow's specialty. The most common use is to teleport around and kick people in the head. Again, the Chaos Emeralds have no real rules. But hey, we've got at least one well-defined plot point to work with now. Make a space-time rift and get back to the past. Sonic proposes an alliance to get the show on the road.
Okay, Shadow. It looks like we need to work together.
Ooh, we're getting a Hero Dark team up! Okay, Team Back to the Future, what are we gonna do? Guys? Guys? Okay, guess we're playing Crisis City now. Do we even know what they're trying to do here? You know, besides die in really amusing ways?
What? What?
If I just spam X, I'll lock onto the rings and then I can't possibly die. How am I
The loading screen says that we're looking for a database, so I guess that's what they're doing? But how does that help you make a space-time rift? And why didn't you discuss this as a team? At least the music's a bop. For my fellow Toho fans out there, doesn't the opening of Crisis City sound a little familiar? Neat! After wandering around in the apocalypse for a bit, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles find the database of supposed usefulness. Where are Rouge and Shadow, you may ask? Beats me, but you know who is here?
If I eliminate that guy, will our world be saved?
It's Silver and Blaze. Talking to a guy who looks like Shadow, but isn't. Shadow Not Shadow is giving a PowerPoint about the Day of Disaster, when something called Iblis was released and turned the world into a barbecue. Wait, Day of Disaster? As in Flames of Disaster? The plot thickens. Shadow Not Shadow explains that it's all the fault of the Iblis trigger, and hands Silver the purple Chaos Emerald. Wait, I thought Eggman had all of the— oh, duh, we're in the future. Never mind. He definitely still has them all in the past, though. I wrote it down, remember? Okay, so, Silver gets the purple Chaos Emerald, and then he, What is going on?
I see it!
He looks like an angry Muppet!
So that blue hedgehog's the Iblis trigger?
Oh, I guess so, buddy. I guess so.
I'll send us back in time to the point when the Iblis trigger was alive.
And then all three of them disappear in a puff of purple smoke. So, is that a space-time rift? It doesn't look very rifty. Mr. Small, Dark, and Mouthless did have a Chaos Emerald, though. So I'm guessing that's how much power you need to time travel. Noted. Once Sonic and company have the lab to themselves, Tails does some master hacking. Now are we gonna learn why this database was so important?
According to the data, the princess died when she was kidnapped by Eggman.
I'm sorry, what?
Apparently Eggman's battleship exploded.
Okay, wow, not the info I thought we were gonna be getting here. But yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Does Lisa's death have something to do with the Day of Disaster we just learned about?
If we don't return in time, Elise will die on board Eggman's battleship. That means...
Yeah, I think so.
That means what, Tails? Use your words. Now they're on a mountain, and Rouge and Shadow are back. Rouge found the green Chaos Emerald off screen somewhere, and promptly shoves it in Knuckles' face. Did we know that's what she and Shadow were doing? Has this team made any effort to work together? I think you know the answer to that one. Speaking of unknown Chaos Emeralds, Tails got a signal about another one hidden in the inky void that is supposedly a volcano. But you guys already have one. I thought you only needed one Chaos Emerald to time travel, right?
Don't be late. Same to you.
What is with you people threatening lateness when none of you scheduled a time? Ugh, this is so dumb. They could have had Sonic say something like, race you to the top, and then Shadow would be all like, we'll see. Ooh, and then the level could be a time trial or even a race like stop. We're here to observe, not to improve. I'm just saying a few tweaks would have. No. All you need to know here is that they make it through the volcano, and nothing glitchy happens whatsoever.
What is my life?
Flame core is race level? Once they reach the core of the volcano, Rouge spots the Chaos Emerald. Messing with it summons a giant worm named Iblis? Ooh, wait, is this our guy? Our Day of Disaster World barbecuing guy? It doesn't matter though, because with the power of teamwork, Sonic fights it all by himself.
Is this right? Am I doing it right? How do I hit you?
And just like that, our little band of heroes and or former enemies have enough Chaos Emeralds to open a space-time rift.
Chaos Control!
Which, as we clearly established earlier, is 2. Also, you gotta hold it up and cross arms like this. That's the rule, guys. I don't make the rules, that's just the way it is. And oh, the Chaos Emeralds are gone now. I guess using them for the rift makes them disappear. Let me write that down, too. Wow, the future was kind of a mess. But at least we've learned some valuable information? I'm glad we know more about Silver's motivations and potential manipulation. And I guess explaining the time travel mechanics is a handy thing, too. Oh yeah, and then there's the whole thing about Elise dying, which, I guess builds tension? Don't get me started on the whole Iblis thing. While it is nice to put a horrifying face to what kind of disaster Sonic's supposed to trigger, I would have expected Iblis to be the, final boss. In any case, Sonic has his ticket back to the past. He leaps into the rift without a second thought, Tails and Knuckles right behind him. Rouge is about to follow them until Shadow hesitates. He reacts to something off-screen. What did he see? On November 15th, 2005, the spin-off game Shadow the Hedgehog was released. What is he doing? Shadow, sweetie, you can't cock a submachine gun like that. Why does he have a gun anyways? Sega's trying to get back their older, edgier audience, remember? Did it work? Nope.
Somebody thought it was a good idea to put a gun in a hedgehog's hand.
Shadow was battered with the usual slew of 3D Sonic criticism. Bad camera, touchy controls, the entire premise of a 3-foot prickle person packing heat. Hey, not everybody hated it. Look, Steve over at Nintendo Power gave it an 8. He's gonna retract that statement in 2012. Oh, I guess Sega needs that rebirth of Sonic now more than ever, huh? But there's also a much more important release happening this November. Can you guess what it is? Oh, wait, I know this. Give me a second. It was the, no, it's gotta be the, oh, the Xbox 360! There you go. On November 22nd, the 360 made its debut to crazy success, selling out overnight in the US and UK. Thanks to manufacturing delays, there weren't enough consoles to go around. Some stores only had as little as 16 units for sale. Whoa, these eBay prices are insane! The noble gray market. If Sega had any doubts about next-gen hype, they would have been eviscerated now. The 360 was the golden child out of all the next-gen consoles. Aside from the Red Ring of Death Plague that emerged in 2007, the 360 delivered all the next-gen features everyone was looking for a full year before the competition did. So wait, the PS3 and the Wii, or whatever it's called now, the Revolution, they aren't launching too? Nah, they're still lagging behind. We won't see them at all until next year. Fun fact about the PS3 though, out of all the next-gen consoles, it was the hardest to program for. Really? Why? It was too powerful. To put this in perspective, the US Department of Defense used a bunch of PS3s to build a supercomputer to analyze satellite imagery. That thing could analyze billions of pixels a minute. And the PS3 was for playing video games, among other things. I'm no tech expert, but apparently all this power comes from a multi-core processor called Cell that was really weird to work with. Or, as games industry legend Mark Cerny put it,
the SPUs in Cell are like a supercomputer on a chip. They have high performance, but to get that performance, you have to master their very high complexity. As a programmer, it's kind of like solving a Rubik's Cube, and it's pretty much like that the first 100 times you sit down to write a program.
Huh. So I'm guessing if you're trying to launch a game with the PS3, you wouldn't have the extra time to solve the Rubik's Cube and figure everything out. Exactly. As a result, a lot of early multi-platform games looked worse on the PS3 than they did on the 360. Did the Sonic 06 team run into these issues? To be honest, I don't know. But I'd be surprised if they didn't, considering how other developers like Valve and Activision made it clear how weird and expensive working with the PS3 was. Going back to the Wii real quick. Remember that little guy? That silly little rectangle we used to play Mario Kart and Super Monkey Ball? Oh, and get wrecked by that one guy in Wii Sports Boxing? It's out for blood. Sonic's blood, to be specific.
When Sega saw the new control system, they said, it's time to put Sonic back into gear.
No, they didn't. They said, we need to make a whole new game for this. Wait, what? Originally, Sonic 06 was also going to be a Wii game, so Sega could capitalize on all three consoles at once. But then they ran into problems with the Wii's, I'm just gonna let Yojiro Ogawa explain it. Once we started looking at Wii hardware, we found it very different compared to the other platforms. So from there, we started to think that we should create a separate Sonic title just for the Wii. Ogawa's gonna direct that Wii game, Sonic and the Secret Rings, by the way. Wait, so Sonic Team has to make a whole new game on top of finishing Sonic 06? No. The Secret Rings team is gonna take care of the Wii game, and that won't come out until 2007. Okay, good. Who's on the Secret Rings team? A bunch of people from the Sonic 06 team. What? Let Ogawa-san finish. We split up the team and started development from last January, that being January 2006, so we only had 1 year to complete Secret Rings, with the usual time for a Sonic game being 2 years. Are you kidding me? Sega only gives them 2 years to make a game this size? Again, it's supposed to take 3 to 5 years, and they gotta finish all the levels and the hub towns and the mini games, and now the team is smaller because of the Wii, and oh, you think that's bad? Buckle in. Our next stop is 2006, and the time bomb has already started ticking. Exterior, New City, Soliana. Day. Sonic is not having a good time. He returned to the past, stared at some newspapers, and rescued Elise from a runaway train rigged to explode.
What is that up there?
Why is that up there?
What?
Which is an odd transportation choice for a very valuable hostage. But don't worry about it. Eggman's got an IQ of 300. He's smart. Before Sonic even has a chance to catch his breath, Silver's back, still set on murder. He's so fast, his attack hits a full 21 frames before Sonic jumps out of the way. Elise is so entranced by this thrilling combat, but this time she does notice the giant robot creeping down behind her. It doesn't stop her from getting kidnapped again, though. Silver doesn't get distracted this time either.
Elise!
And it's actually Shadow that steps into— wait, Shadow's here? How'd you get back from the future? And Silver knows him.
Nephilim! Why are you getting in my way?
Do we have time to unpack that? Please tell me we have time to unpack that. Anyways, this gives Sonic the chance to chase after Eggman's ship, where Elise is about to jump to her death.
I would rather die than be your prisoner again.
And she does. But of course, Sonic's there to catch her. Even though he came in from screen left and she looked down to screen right, which is technically her left, but it breaks continuity, so as the audience, we don't feel that she saw Sonic because she looked to our right. Sonic kills another big robot. It's just a robot. Doesn't even have a cool theme or anything. After another quick breather, where Sonic praises Elise for her decision to jump.
That was a gutsy move back there.
Actually, I think I'm gonna let you guys experience this cutscene in its full beauty.
Well, I was desperate and, I just had to get away. I owe you a lot, Sonic. Sonic!
I'll head into the jungle.
Okay.
So yeah, after that cinematic blockbuster writing, they head off into the jungle. Nothing new to report here, except that Elise's shielding ability also lets you walk on water. Are we gonna get any info about these powers of hers? We've definitely passed the midpoint of the story, so it's gotta come soon, right? After escaping the jungle to the safety of the forest, Elise looks at Sonic very fondly. Sonic suggests they go back to the castle, but Elise isn't thrilled about that at all. So instead, they go to the tree from the Blue People avatar, and procrastinate defeating a war criminal to talk about Elise's feelings.
Once you defeat Eggman, you'll leave, won't you?
Elise admits that, while she has been scared, she's also had fun on their crazy little adventure. It gave her the chance to be something other than a princess for a while.
I lost my father.
Elise?
I would rather die than be your prisoner again.
Are you sure about that?
It sounds like being a princess isn't that easy.
It isn't sometimes, but I love this country. Everyone in the castle, the children, all my citizens, really. The same love my late father and mother had.
Oh! The mysterious voice in her head is her dad! Still have no idea how that's tied to her powers, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. After this little one-sided vent session, Elise feels better. She understands everything now, and resolves to do her best for her country. She also asks Sonic not to forget Soliana when he leaves on his next adventure. He replies with a confident,
"Definitely."
And for the first time, Elise's serene, vacant facade breaks. She fights back tears. The tears her father told her never to have at the thought of Sonic leaving. But she can't help it and drowns the blue hedgehog in a hug. Why am I so uncomfy right now? Sonic responds with more toxic positivity, telling her to just
smile
again. But that's enough for Elise. And then they nod and stare at each other as the camera pans back. It's the last moment of peace they'll get for a very long time. Alright, 2006! Only a few more stops and I can finally sleep! What are you doing? Okay, I'm ready. Whatever horrible thing's gonna happen to the Sonic 06 production this year, tell me, right now. You sure? I had a whole Sonic Writers bit to there will be no Sonic Writers slander in this video. I'm just... there's no way they can pull this off. First the anniversary pressure, then the next-gen complications, and now the smaller team, and the game's already dead in the water, and it's only May. May! Whoa, 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 chill out. 2006 is, ironically, a pretty tame part of the story. Really. Really. All I've got left to show you is some cool pre-release stuff, like the first playable demos they have here at E3. Those do sound interesting. Although I guess there's that whole thing about Yuji Naka leaving. He what? Oh, it's no big deal. He just told the Sonic 06 team at the end of March and is off founding his own studio by May. Nakamura said he was extremely anxious at the time. And Ogawa said everyone got concerned and worried and they all had to face a lot of challenges after Naka left. Is that corporate speech for we're stressed out of our minds and this game is doomed? What do you... Get up! This is ridiculous. But he was the producer. One of the 3 creators of Sonic. He was in a big leadership position and now... he's gone. Don't worry about him. He's off to bigger and brighter things. Like directing the masterpiece that is Balan Wonderworld. Or getting arrested for insider trading. Okay, maybe this isn't helping my point. Dead in the water. So you don't want to see the demo? Of course I want to see the demos. Oh, come on!
Alright guys, remember this? From the Genesis era, he's back for the PlayStation 3. Basically, we're going to play Sonic the Hedgehog.
The Sonic 06 demos, again, revealed at E3 2006, were the first time players got a hands-on look at Sonic's next-gen progress. The demo consisted of 2 levels, an expanded version of our good friend Kingdom Valley, and the world's first look at Crisis City. Why is Silver playable? Don't worry about it. As part of the demos, the booth workers focused on the same features Nakamura emphasized back at the Tokyo Game Show.
As you can see, we've sped him up quite a bit. We have realistic physics as far as hitting the wall. We have reflections in the water, particle effects from the leaves that are coming up.
As well as other key parts of the game experience.
I saw the eagle in the trailer. How does that play into the narrative? Is it just something in the game? It's just something in the game.
Players also got a taste of those mock speed sections we talked about earlier.
Now this is where the real speed is. They put in what they call mock speed. Faster than the speed of sound. When you get up close to one of the rings, you can press the square button.
So how'd people like the demo? It definitely drew a crowd. In an interview with Sonic Channel, Nakamura describes watching people say, "cool," as they played the demos over and over again. Something that made him very happy. On the fan side, a user by the name of Dreadnuts, founder of the Sonic Stadium forums and overall legend in the Sonic fan community, reported that people were nuts to play. So he gave up his spot after dying a couple times, which is something that happened to quite a few players.
And then you also fall.
I can see why. Sonic's definitely fast, but he looks really wiggly? Wait a second, where's that day-night cycle they hyped up so much? Shh, don't let anyone hear you. Features like that are quietly being scrapped. But there's still hope for the big goals.
With Sonic dashing through bridges, riding rails, everything, yeah, you definitely feel the adrenaline rush. You manage to surf on water, surf on rails, and it's fun. You know, I can see myself getting into this.
Going back to Dreadnoughts, in his review, he praised the graphics, Sonic's speed, the Havoc physics, and get this, even the camera. No. Yeah, it's an E3 miracle. But there are still issues with the demos. No one's totally optimistic about them, not even the people that had a good time.
It's the Sonic I've seen before in the Dreamcast. There's a couple of good new innovative things, but I've seen it and played it before, so I don't personally see myself being overhyping it as much. It's more of the same, except better graphics.
Oh, my silly little past self. You're missing the point here. What makes these critiques different is that they're excited for the final product, regardless of any issues they have with the demo. Check it out. In their pre-E3 sneak peek, IGN said Sonic 06 looks fast, colorful, and like good arcade-style fun. IGN's being nice for once? Whoa, people are getting excited. One of the game's features will be more speed than your mind can handle. Though still early, the elements you'd want to see in a Sonic game are well on their way to meeting our lofty expectations. Sonic's next-gen outing is shaping up to be something special. We're keeping our fingers crossed that this is the 3D Sonic title we've been waiting a long time for. It looks like Sega's dream of a rebirth of Sonic is well on its way to becoming reality. Why don't we wrap this up with some commercials as a little treat? But no one knows what's really coming. Look at this cool trailer footage. They don't know how bad it's really going to be. What a good-looking game. In August, Nakamoto says everything is a challenge for them at the moment, but they haven't given up on any ideas just yet. What about the Tokyo Game Show? Updated Kingdom Valley demo. The camera criticisms are back. This trailer's new though.
Stay close to me, my love.
Stop! Stop it! Does this sound like Pirates of the Caribbean to you? Stop being excited! Rebirth of Sonic, here we come. You're all going to be so disappointed.
If you thought you knew Blue, it's time to think faster.
All right, let's do it.
Sonic the Hedgehog, redefined for the next generation. November 2006.
Exterior, somewhere in Soliana? Oh wow, hi Eggman. Eggman's back, and his ship looms over the city. He comes with an ultimatum. An ultimatum where he finally learns to specify a time. Of course, he doesn't say where to meet this time. I'm starting to think no one knows how to schedule anything in the Sonic universe, but that's not important. What's important is that Eggman threatens to carpet bomb Soliana if Elise doesn't give herself up.
Failure to do so on time will result in my leveling of this city.
Speaking of the princess, she's back at the castle, just watching the airship with her Barbie NPC-looking maids.
Miss Elise!
After listening to Eggman's threats, Elise has made up her mind.
I cannot allow harm to come to my people.
She's going to give herself up. The maids try to stop her, but she doesn't listen. The lives of her people matter more than her own.
It is my duty as Princess of Soliana to go. There is no other choice.
What is Sonic gonna do about this? Nothing. You play as Tails in Wave Ocean again. One of the Barbie maids that no one ever bothers to talk to asks for his help, and apparently that's helpful.
Elise is on that battleship?
What battleship? At least in Sonic's Wave Ocean we could actually see it, but now...
Oh, no, you're fine.
What? Everything's falling apart. Sonic, where are you? Back on the airship, Elise demands some straight answers. Eggman doesn't give them. He only reiterates that the flames of disaster are big and scary, and he wants to use them to take over the world, and that Elise and the Chaos Emeralds are the key to it all. But he does let one new tidbit about Solaris slip through.
His power can change time, and even manipulate the fabric of time itself.
You wish to rule over time?
Yes, truly. And the secret It remains dormant in you, princess.
Thanks for the reminder, dude. We've known that since White Acropolis. What's the grand finale to this big evil scheme anyways? You said it yourself. You've got Elise, you've got the Chaos Emerald.
Once I have everything, the fate of the whole world.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Once I have everything.
Eggman's scheme equals Elise plus Chaos Emerald.
Now that I have the Chaos Emeralds,
Eggman has everything.
liar!
You said you had all the Chaos Emeralds already! Oh, would you look at that? Sonic's back. I guess he was just getting gelato or something. He, meets back up with Tails, who has a hunch that Eggman's going to the ancient castle, which I guess is a different castle from the one where Elise just was, because they have to talk to one of the Barbie maids, who tells them to talk to the bishop, who tells them they have to pass 3 trials to gain entry. Trials of life and death, apparently. Once Sonic arrives at the castle grounds, 3 priests are waiting for him. The first trial, the trial of knowledge. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I hate these trials, or tests if you listen to the loading screens. They don't add anything to the story. They don't make sense in universe. And one of them involves choosing between Amy and Elise, so I'm not going to talk about them. After blazing through all 3 trials, Sonic hitches a ride on an eagle.
Eagle powers. Come to me!
And can finally go to the ancient castle, which is, not the castle where he took the trials, because why else would he be on the open road again? Time is of the essence. If what he learned in the future is true, Elise is doomed to a fiery death aboard Eggman's airship. As Sonic races down the rocky path, he's ambushed by a squadron of robots, the last thing he needs right now. But in an instant, they're frozen by a glowing blue light and smashed into the ground by... Silver? Silver doesn't want to kill Sonic anymore. He refuses to elaborate, per usual.
Circumstances have changed.
But he wants to help rescue Elise. Sonic is surprisingly chill about teaming up with a guy that wanted his head on a platter until 3 minutes ago. But at this point, he needs all the help he can get. This is it, his last chance. With Silver by his side, Sonic races through the ruins of Kingdom Valley. He glides through the air on trails of wind, created by ancient statues. Mighty eagles, the symbol of Soliana, carry him to greater heights. The water parts for him, like a tiny blue Moses. If he's truly the fastest thing alive, now is the time to prove it. But as the ancient saying goes, the problem of being faster than light is that you can only live in darkness. Sonic isn't fast enough. Eggman's airship goes down in an explosion we hear but never see. We are never given the reason the engines malfunction, or why Elise is so calm about falling to her death. But the ship descends below the horizon in a trail of fire. And Sonic is devastated.
Elise!
The girl he fought robots and monsters and whales for. The girl he traveled through time to save. The girl the dev team insists he has chemistry with, despite no in-game evidence whatsoever, is gone. Not even the unexplained reappearance of Blaze could comfort him. It's over. He failed. It's just no use. You can't keep releasing games with broken core mechanics and think people won't notice. Simply put, this game is only about half finished. The various glitches are almost unforgivable and scream out the words rush and job, probably in that order. This feels like some hack job created by a bunch of Sega interns, as opposed to a game from a competent development studio. And there you have it, Sonic 06, a game created to revive a struggling franchise that only succeeded in digging its grave deeper. You want to guess what the top criticisms were? Wonky physics, bad camera, horrible voice acting and story. Sonic was good back in the 90s. Bingo! This is so sad. The team had such high hopes, but failed to deliver on any of the big promises they made. The graphics in the pre-rendered cutscenes were pretty, but bland and lifeless in the actual game. The Havoc physics did their job, kind of. And those hope worlds, they were big alright, but far from bustling with life and fun activities. As for running around at the speed of sound, the mock speed sections are some of the buggiest in the game. And what about that cinematic Hollywood story? It's a mess, I guess. What was that? It's a mess. There, I said it. Bravo! She can be taught. Looks like my job here is done. But that can't be it. You're joking, right? It's no wonder this game was horrible. Just look at everything the development team had to go through. Sega put the future of their biggest franchise on this one game, so they made a bunch of huge promises fans were excited for. But they only had the usual 2-year time span to do it, while figuring out how to program 3 brand new consoles at once. And then the Wii threw a wrench in their plans, but Sega still wanted that next-gen money, so they split the team with no change to the deadline or scope of the game, only to lose one of their most important mentors a few months later. Ogawa himself said that the team had an awful lot of pressure on them, and Nakamura admitted that handling that huge amount of information and technology far surpassed his experience. He'd only directed party games before this, and then Sega dropped all this responsibility on him. You say that like this wasn't his job. This wasn't some indie passion project. It was made by a team of professionals at one of the biggest video game companies in the world. Yeah, but they're still people. No one deserves to be in crunch mode longer than they have to be. You know that quote we like by Leonard Bernstein? To achieve great things, 2 things are needed: a plan and not quite enough time. Yeah. I think that means bringing out the best of your project by creatively compensating for your limitations. Take Majora's Mask, for example. They had to meet the demand for an Ocarina of Time sequel as fast as possible, so they reused the game engine and scaled the gameplay down to a simple 3-day time loop. As a result, Majora hit shelves after only 1 year, and it still has all the classic charm, challenge, and darkness you'd expect from a Zelda game. Sonic 06 had a plan, and definitely not enough time. But Sega wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They couldn't fulfill their big promises without delaying the game, but they couldn't meet the anniversary deadline without cutting corners. It's like trying to bake a birthday cake in only 5 minutes. Even if the recipe's great and you've got the oven in maximum overdrive, it's gonna be a burnt, soggy mess. But if people still buy the cake, does the bakery care? Sonic 06 made almost $32 million in gross profits in North America alone. To any executive, that's a win. But it's not to the fans and creators! If only they had a few more months. Maybe they could have cut the hub worlds or the Tails and Knuckles. Why do you care so much? This game is almost 20 years old, from a franchise you forgot about, and you've never even played it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I hate seeing executive greed force artists to create something subpar. Maybe it's because under every video I've watched about Sonic 06, I see comments mourning its potential. Maybe it's because this music deserves a better story to go with it. It's just so good. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's just some part of me that wishes this game had a chance to be good. I'm gonna show you one more thing, okay? But I need you to promise me you'll take a nap afterwards. What is that? Those people you're talking about? The ones that see the lost potential? Some of them are really, really talented.
This plays so fluidly.
This looks so much cooler.
Wow!
Project 06.
Project 06.
Project 06 has shined a light into my soul.
Transforming one of the worst video games of all time.
I like this. I love this.
Into one of the best 3D platformers.
This is without a doubt my favorite Sonic game.
This is a great game. This is a great game. What?
I can't believe this. It's Sonic 06, but good? Project 06 is an ongoing remake of Sonic 06, led by a fan named Chaos X. Since 2016, Chaos and a handful of other fans have been rebuilding the levels from 06 in Unity, recreating textures, fonts, shaders, ironing out glitches, and reprogramming entire characters from the ground up.
Yes, and Tailspin! Look at it!
One contributor, Thomas of Lost Impact Productions, combed through over 1,000 voice recordings to restore idle quotes, hints, and other dialogue missing from the final game. That's the level of dedication we're talking about here. That's amazing! And Project 06 is only the latest big name in a long line of Sonic 06 remakes, driven by small teams of fans modding, porting, and polishing this wonky little game. And even I can't deny the good that's come from Sonic 06 as it is. Tons of people grew up with this game, and loved it, warts and all. It gave us Silver, who's become a small, but beloved, part of the extended Sonic universe. Especially in the comics, where he's really given the time to shine. Even Elise has gotten some attention lately. She got her first official art in over a decade as part of Sonic Channel's 2023 calendar. Like, are you seeing this? She looks so cute! She's also referenced very vaguely in this salad recipe in the official Sonic cookbook. It's a small, but significant step for one of Sega's most hated characters. We also can't discount the many iconic Let's Plays, spoofs, or the delightfully irreverent Snapcube fandom for how they use Sonic 06 as a springboard for improv comedy.
I've counted you 17 different times.
I feel like it's gonna be at least 18.
Improv comedy worth millions of views with millions of people entertained. And as the cherry on top, even Sega has started to reconcile with their prodigal game. Crisis City and a modified Silver Fight were both levels in the critically acclaimed Sonic Generations. And Sonic 06 itself was relisted on the Xbox 360 marketplace in May 2022, after being delisted from all online shops in 2010. It's only $5, but it's there. So yeah, you might be a little right. Sonic 06 is a terrible game, but there's something about it that keeps people coming back. Whether it's for the good, the bad, or to give it a second chance. Huh. A second chance.
Silver! The Denny's is that way!
Oh, it never gets old. What are you doing?
Just trying to check in with someone. Now, give me those emeralds. We've got a game to finish.
Now you're talking.
Ooh, can we do the thing?
I'm not doing the thing.
Please, just one time before we finish it all off.
The things I do for myself.
Chaos control!
Silver has an idea. And a Chaos Emerald.
If we return to an earlier point in time, we'll be able to save her.
And that's enough for Sonic to snap out of it.
I understand.
With the power of Chaos Control, and a second Chaos Emerald Sonic still has, even though we saw it disappear in the future, they conjure a space-time rift for the final time.
Chaos Control!
Before hopping in, Sonic tosses his Chaos Emerald back to Silver, assuring his former enemy that saving Elise will also save Silver's horrible future.
Thank you, Silver.
Yeah.
Sonic has his second chance, and he's taking it. He doesn't care about the stupid bell puzzle to unlock Eggman's secret lab. He doesn't care about the stupid Magnet Ball laser maze everyone skips by abusing the infinite jumps from the Purple Gem upgrade. Did I mention that's why Sonic got new shoes way back in the beginning? There's like this whole system where you buy different gemstones and each one grants a different ability, but that's not the plot, so I don't care. He catches the airship mid-takeoff, storms the flight deck, and stands triumphant between Eggman and Elise as the ship's engines begin to sputter. In true fairy tale fashion, Eggman unleashes a robotic dragon for the final fight, the Egg Wyvern. Why he's got time to pilot a mech instead of escaping his dying ship, I will never know, but it doesn't matter, it's a metal dragon, how cool is that? I sure hope this boss fight isn't something you can glitch through in under 50 seconds. Are you kidding me? With the Egg Wyvern defeated, Eggman falls to his inevitable death. And Sonic is the victor. He did it! He saved the princess! Mario would be proud. In a parallel to their first meeting, Sonic and Elise race through the collapsing airship. Elise points out an escape route through the falling wreckage, and they go for it.
Aren't you worried? If you have time to worry, then none, right?
And they're off, bouncing around like pinballs, laughing in the face of physics. It's snappy, energetic, a bit impossible, but so much fun. Honestly, this might be my favorite cutscene. I mean, just look at these expressions. Sonic's eyes widening in disbelief, Elise curling inward, accepting her fate, but then boom! The force of the explosion carries them up to safety. Cinema! And just like that, it's over. Sonic and Elise ragdoll into the grass. Sonic bolts up right away to see if Elise is okay, but she's good. She's at peace. She's finally free. They laugh together like maniacs, in the adrenaline-laced way only the trauma-bonded can. And then they just chill.
Nice smile.
The camera pans up, and we fade to credits. That is Sonic 06. And then after that, we jump right into a beat-em-up level. Yeah, exactly. Make the cutscene shorter so we can get right to the gameplay. Ooh, good idea. That'll totally introduce. Oh, where are we? Good morning, Sleeping Beauty. How long was I out? Since the first bell puzzle. Okay, I can do this. Let's keep going. But I thought you were gonna go back to the future once we were done. What are you talking about? We're only a third of the way through the game. You have to beat the Silver campaign and the Shadow campaign to unlock the final boss and get the cutscene context for the Kiss cutscene context. Yeah, that's right, but it's so late. I don't want to keep you if you're so— Not to mention all the other crazy story stuff we haven't gotten to yet. Dead mom, secret lab, Satan in a glow stick, Shadow getting stasis crucified, the Chaos Emerald paradox loop, the collapse of space-time, Blaze dying, Sonic dying because Mephiles. We haven't talked about Mephiles at all. What's going on? Are you trying to get rid of me so you can do something stupid? What? No. Oh, would you look at the time? I think you have a nap to catch. Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Thanks, future me, for putting this all together. You're welcome. It was kind of fun, but I'm glad it's over. It's funny, I half expected you to make some big hero speech about how this game's story has potential, and you're gonna rip it apart, line by line, scene by scene, and craft the plotline it deserved in honor of your childhood memories, or something crazy like that. Yeah, wouldn't that be insane? Now shoo, before I fall down another rabbit hole. Oh, you'd better not, because I will know, and I will find you. Bye! Silver, hi! Sorry I dropped you earlier. So are you in? Yep, the whole game. Oh, absolutely. The plot needs a total overhaul, and we're definitely recasting Elise. But I've been doing a bit of digging, and I think I know how to fix it. What do you say we get the gang back together and give it a shot? What?